Murph here asks, you never really were a big drinker, huh? Not even back then? I know you are not these days. That's good. One less vice. No, I never was a big drinker. So when we were teenagers and into our late teens, if we couldn't score herb, then yeah, we went to the place where the guy didn't cart us to buy the shitty, warm Milwaukee's Best. And we get a couple of cases of that, and you get drunk on it, or every now and again, folks would pitch in together, and you'd get a bottle of Jack or something like that for a party or a keg. But I never liked drinking. Right, I always preferred the herb from the time I was 13 on. I don't like what alcohol does to my body. I feel bloated. I'm pissing my fucking brains out. I'm I'm way less in control of myself than when I have herb. Um, and as a result, I was never a bar guy, right? You want to go to the bar? I could give a fuck about the bar. Um, Probably why I had to meet my wife online, right? I didn't like hanging out in bars. I still don't like going to fucking bars. It's like, yeah. Um, and then you just don't buy the alcohol for the house. You know, you see people at the grocery store that are a couple of cases of beer heading into the weekend and shit like that. That's never us. Our daughter, who's in her mid 20s at this point in time, when she graduated high school, we had the big party in the backyard, the tent, and the family over, and her friends over, and we had beer, right? For the guests, and what was left over sat in our back fridge. Everybody around the Midwest has the old back fridge. Sat in our back fridge for like 4 years, 3 4 years, before I was finally like, we got to get rid of this shit. My wife, I think it was my wife, who said we got to get rid of this shit. If you go back to the area of our pantry, so we have a walk-in pantry, a big walk-in pantry that has the refrigerator on the far end and a couple of shelving units, wire shelving units, and at the top on the far end is where our alcohol is. You go up there to grab a bottle of wine or a bottle of whiskey or something of that nature, you're going to need to blow the dust off that sumbitch because it's just sitting there and nobody touches it. As people come over to the house and I'm like, yeah, you want some fucking drink whatever the hell you want. We're never going to fucking drink it. There's only one thing back there that nobody's allowed to touch. And it is, I believe it's Jim Beam. And it's in this decorative decanter that's still sealed up. And the decorative decanter is in this like velvet layered carrying case. Whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. My father bought it for my grandfather in like 65. And the label, the thing that covers the top that hasn't been, the seal, says that it was aged 55 months at that point. So somebody out there do the math. It's just something that my father gave to my grandfather. When my grandfather died, it had never been opened. So my father then took it back. And then when he died, it became mine. And now it's sitting back there. And I'm like, it's just going to be one of the many things that my kids have to go through when I eventually pass away. And they're going to have a lot of shit to go. I got knickknacks and shit galore. But what they won't go through is a ton of alcohol. There's going to be some herb left over, and hopefully they smoke it in my demise. But getting back to what I was saying, sorry, I got off track there. I'm way more in control when I smoke. Like, way more in control. And it's one of the reasons why I'm sort of glad edibles don't touch me, and edibles have no effect on me. It's only smoke. And no, I don't dab because I'm afraid my lungs are going to implode. And the only time I use a vape is if we're going on vacation somewhere domestically and I need to get it through the airport. Otherwise, it's always flower and it's always in joint form if I can get it my way. I smoke so I can regulate how much I consume, but I am in total control when I smoke. If you and I went to the Mexican restaurant right now and I had a margarita with my meal, I would be like, I could probably make it home. One more and I'd be done. Alcohol will put me on my ass. Weed, I'll sit here and fucking fill this room with you for the next 7 hours and be perfectly fine. No problem. Could take a business call, could jump in the car and go to the store if I absolutely fucking needed to. But alcohol, a drink, and I'm done. Herb, there is so far no limit.